Hi, so I'm Bootman from Alpego, product specialist for the Alpego range of products that we sell throughout the UK. So we're the sole distributor through the dealer trade into the UK. And today we're just going to have a look at the Inversa range of stone barriers. So the Inversa range, there's three models within the range. There's the IG, up to 170 horsepower. There's the IZ, which we have in front of us here, which is up to 280. And then there's the folding models, which are the pokers, which is up to 260 horsepower. So if we look at the machine that's in front of us, which the basics are the same of all the range, it looks like a rotavator. And the design, the concept came from the rotavator. But the big difference in a stone barrier over a rotavator is that the rotor goes in the opposite direction. So if you're looking at the front, a standard rotavator, the rotor is going down at the front. With an Inversa, it's going up in the front. So why is that? It's picking up soil over the top of the rotor, between the hull and the rotor, then throwing it at the sorting tines, which are located behind the rotor here. So the soil and stones are being thrown at that. The stones hit the sorting tines, drop to the ground, and the fine soils go through the sorting tines and land on top of the stones, creating that perfect seed bed on the top for whatever seed you're putting in there. For instance, here we see a Stocks Ag seeder, and in most occasions this is used for establishing grass seed. So whether you're going into cultivated soils or going direct into existing grassland, whether that's permanent pasture or short lays, we go through with the Inversa. So we're separating the stones away from the soil, or even if you have no stones, it's a one-pass operation, creating that ideal seed bed for the seed coming out of the seeder here, being dropped in front of the roller here, out of the spreader plates, and then being firmed in by the roller that we see at the back. If, for instance, you want to do it differently, we could put the outlets after the roller, but we prefer to put it in front of the roller so that we get some firming from the packer roller that we see on this machine here. There is also an option for a following harrow behind. So if you just want to move a little bit of soil after the roller, that is an option that we can do. Depth control is via a pin system that we see here, so a manual pin system here. We can adjust the finger tines at the back. We can have them very abrupt, so everything is sorted, or we can angle them back if you're working deep to allow a bit of easier flow of soil and product through the machine by the simple adjusting system that we see here via a screw jack. Going back from there, we also have a leveling board. So we have a leveling board here, again remotely adjusted from the other side to level out that soil that is coming through the machine. If we just look at the front again, one of the big features of an Alpego, whether it's a rotavator or an Inversa, the basics are exactly the same. We have a central gearbox. So central gearbox running down to a central drive line. So normally we'd see with a rotavator, either on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, we'd see a gear chain train or a gear chain running down the outside, creating extra width here. With an Alpego machine, there is no extra width. The end plate at the end of the rotor is the full extent of the width of the machine. So a central gearbox, central drive line through a gear train, driving the rotors out either side. When we're looking at an Inversa, going into some really arduous conditions with a lot of stone, if that was one complete rotor, so a 3 meter machine with a 3 meter rotor, you can get flex in that rotor. With an Alpego machine, if it's a 3 meter machine, we've got approximately 1.5 meters on the left hand side and 1.5 meters on the right hand side. So completely supported in the center and at the ends, so you don't get that flex in the rotor and potential breakages in the long term. So a unique feature to Alpego, and incredibly important when it comes to a stone berry, as I say, working into them really tough conditions. If we look at the side of the machine, we can see some long side plates. That's keeping all the soil within the machine. As the rotor is going upwards, some soil comes forward. So if it's a short plate, it could come out the side, but we run a long plate to keep all that soil, so everything goes through the machine. Long side plates at the back, as we see also. So again, material is being kept within the width of the machine and then eventually going underneath the roller at the back. We can change the gear sets in the back of the machine if we want to. Just take the back cover off, replace the gears to get a different rotor speed if that is important for the application that you're doing. Seeders on the top, you see stock zag seeder with a true platform and steps for safety and for filling the seeder. This is a rotor jet. Majority of these machines now go out with a rotor jet. But we can also fit a turbo jet as well on the top for a bit more capacity and more outlets with a turbo jet. But for a 3-meter machine, the rotor jet is more than adequate for most applications. They are all fitted with a electric fan as standard, but a high output electric fan. There is a hydraulic version available, but on a 3-meter machine with them high powered fans, there isn't really that requirement on this size of machine. 2 control systems available for the rotor jet and the turbo jet. One is the jack all, one is the icon, both electronically calibrated with a calibration tray that you pop underneath. So very simple, very robust, very adaptable. Can do a majority of the seeds you would ever want to put on with this machine. Even anything from clovers, mustards, right through to pulses if you so wish. But the majority of these machines will be used for grass seed. So will be supplied, depending on requirements, with different rotors for calibrating grass seed or the smaller seeds. So if you would like to find a little bit more out about this machines, please feel free to have a look at the website alpego.co.uk or contact your local Alpego dealer.